What do we want? Stew fish and provision. What are we gonna do? Go buy provision. I did get some kingfish at the farmer's market 2 days ago, and I have some uku. You know, I say uku, that's what I grew up saying, but then I heard some other people saying ruku, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm wrong, but let me know if you call it uku or ruku. But I got some in Trinidad and Togo. So yeah, that is what we are about to do. Today, I am at one of the 2 Smyrna locations of Nam Dae Mun Farmers Market. They also have locations in Stone Mountain, Norcross, and Morrow. I like this location when I want a quick in and out. The other locations are much larger. So as soon as you step in, Nam Dae is full of fresh fruits, all different types of fruits. They also import a lot from Asia and from the West Indies and from Latin America countries. So just going for provision is like so many options of different types of yams. Some that I'm used to, some that I'm not. They have like multiple types of white yam, as you can see here. I did decide to also get some Edos this time around. I can't say I really know what I'm looking for, but I choose ones that don't look like they have any trace of mold on them and that they would be easy to peel later. They also had some sugar cane today. Their green section is second to none, especially if you want to make seasoning or any type of fancy salad. They have all different types of greens here. I also know I need to get some plantain. Just grab that. I love their dried spice selection. I use chief curry, so I don't buy their curry, but turmeric, oregano, dried peppers, everything you could think of, they have it in their the dry spice section. I think it's so funny that they call sorrel Jamaica, but I'm going to pick up some dried sorrel as well. Now, anytime yellow watermelon is in season, I have to take it home, whether it's what I came for or not. I'm always open for that. So here I am just checking out. I also picked up some meat to cook later on in the week. Okay, $68. Not too bad. Not too bad. We did okay. The meat was 12 and 10, 22 and 8. $30 for the meat. And I got beef stew. I got ground beef and goat, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think we did okay. Plus I used my coupon. So now to start cooking the stew fish, I'm going to start cutting up some green onion, some red onion and tomato that will go in with the stew fish gravy. I like to just trim a little bit of the white off my scallion before I start. And so that's what I'm doing here. Just gonna go through and cut that up, and the same for the onion and tomato. Now that we're all done with that, I will start to prepare the plantain, the yams, and the edibles to boil. Not forgetting to make a slice down the middle of the plantain so when it boils and it starts to expand, it won't be trouble inside the pot and push out through the tops. Okay, so now I'm going to add the sweet potato, plantain, white yam in one pot, the edibles in another. I like to cut the yams not in small pieces, but the size I think they'll be on the plate to help the boiling process go faster. Okay, so when I'm putting the yams to boil, I usually have some hot water already boiling in an electric kettle that I'll add to the pot so that it can start cooking right away. That way they don't have to soak in the water and get a little soggy as the water is getting up to temp, so it already starts out at boiling. Okay, so now just adding some olive oil to the frying pan, heating that up. This is the pan that I intend to stew the fish in. I don't want the fire to be too high because I don't want it to cook the fish on the first side too quickly. So just adding that in so it could start to sear on each side. So after giving that a flip so the other side can start to cook, I'm going to add back some of the green seasoning that I had rubbed on the fish prior to putting it in the frying pan. So that is going to be the basis of the gravy. That water, that gravy that I already created when I was seasoning the fish. Okay, so when I think that the fish is half cooked, I start to add seasoning. So this is my fish seasoning from Chief. This is a nice blend and it does really good on fish and crab. Also, my all-purpose seasoning from Chief. That's gonna help the gravy have a nice savory taste. And then I'm just gonna let this simmer some more on a lower heat. Okay, so now that I think this has cooked down, we're going to go in and add that uku, giving it a good shake because these natural things can tend to settle. Not too much, just a bit for color because the ruku itself doesn't give it a strong taste. It really is for the color and that stew. After a few minutes coming back and just checking, look at that rich color of this stew fish. The fish it's almost done cooking throughout at this point. I like to continually flip it so you get even cooking times on each side, adding a bit more of hot water. As the gravy cooks down, you want to have enough for your plate. Now, when I'm making stew fish, stew chicken, curry crab, I like to add pepper sauce directly into the gravy so it can cook the protein. You don't have to do this stuff, but I do that. I know I want my food extra spicy. So now we're gonna go and add in all the onions that we cut up earlier and the tomatoes as well. I'm not adding all the tomatoes. I want some to cook down really, really soft and get into that gravy. And then I'll add the remainder closer to the end because I want to eat that in the plate. Okay, not forgetting to go and check our provision. The plantain is done, took that out. The yams take a little bit longer. The sweet potato cooks faster. So I will take that out first and set it aside with the plantain, just knowing that the eddos as well, keep pinching them with a fork to see if they're soft throughout. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done here. I know you can probably smell this through the screen. Just the steam, the pepper sauce, the green onion, the fish, all the seasoning. We're completely done here. I am going to try to flip it one more time to get a little more cooking on one side, but it's pretty much done.